This piece was brought to you by the International Culinary Center. culinarycenter.com.
This is Chef Emily Peterson, host of Sharp and Hot. You're listening to Heritage Radio Network, broadcasting live from Bushwick, Brooklyn. If you like this program, visit heritageradionetwork.org for thousands more.
We talk about food, we talk about music, with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, Snacky Tunes.
All right, Loose Buttons, who will be live in studio. You're listening to Snacky Tunes. Oof. First show jitters back 2016. You're listening to Snacky Tunes. I'm one half your host, Greg Bresnitz, coming to you from a torrential downpour. Well, actually, just rained just long enough for all the guests to show up and get caught in it. And now it's done. First up on the show today, we have Peter Meehan, the editorial director and co-founder of Lucky Peach, who I'm sure if you listen to this show, you have definitely read the magazine. Welcome to Snacky Tunes.
Thank you for having me.
As I was saying earlier, and just so it can officially go on record, I love the magazine.
I love you for loving the magazine.
We actually, I forgot, we got my mom a subscription.
Really?
To it. Yeah. That was like one of our
Is she going to be into it?
She's
Is she going to be
super
like,
into it.
why are there all these like racist dick jokes in this food magazine? Why are you sending this to me?
We've
kind of eased up on that over the years. That's kind of the old style.
Yeah, that's like more like earlier. Just I don't. Maybe she like politely, like turns the page, but
Right.
the in-depth articles, I think she's super thing. Do you guys have anywhere like all of your? Is it the opening of the issue where they say like go eat here, which is a place you would like never could remember to go to? Is that like a map anywhere that people could go to?
Is that a good idea that I'll be taking from this converted container? Back to the office. No, we've started doing restaurant recommendations in the front of the magazine called Atlases.
Yeah, that's
maybe 4 or 5 issues ago.
Yeah,
and then we've expanded that online, so all of those are online, and then we do more. I got some great ones from John and Vinny in LA that are going to go up this week on the site, and then we're slowly going through like I wrote a travelogue piece about Hawaii. I don't know, 10 issues ago or whatever, and it's kind of on the long to-do list to go through and pick out all the places mentioned in it and throw them as pins on a map. Largely because, like, and I'm sure you know this as a food person, you get emails from people being like, where should I eat in XYZ place?
Yeah.
And it's like, the greatest thing is when you've sent that email before, you can go and cut and paste and be like, here's my list, go there.
Yeah.
You know?
And you look like a superstar. Or you just like go to eat or heat map and just
be like, go to one of these places.
I waffle back and forth between seeming like omnipresent, just in like knowing where to eat everywhere in the world, or just being like, I look at the same places everyone else looks at.
Right. I try to know the guy who knows where to go, because there are only so many cities that I know actually well myself. But I feel like if you know who the person to tap into is kind of the key to getting the right recommendations in different places. Yeah.
I mean, did you think that you would become like a living, breathing website for like where to eat in the entire world? Or did you know that would be one of like the benefits or curses of the job?
When I moved to New York, I was a receptionist, and it was a company that did a bunch of different things, but one of the services that they offered was computer repair. And I was going to leave after like a year and a half or whatever, because I had done enough answering of the phones, and they moved me over to fixing computers. And I found that when I learned, and I didn't know really how to do it, but I knew enough that all my old relatives would call me when their online bridge games broke down. And so it taught me then that if you become if you become associated with expertise around a topic, you will be targeted for it often. So, like doing the restaurant reviewing job for the Times, it was like, okay, I'm going to be,
well, I mean, you're probably better suited than everybody, but after a while, you're like, just look it up yourself.
It is like the Eater 38, or be like, oh, we have a whole section on our website where you can, I could give you my top 3 recommendations by giving you that link, or you could search there. But it's always nice when people ask. And then I find it always funny, like being like walking around Manhattan or something, and some tourists will be like, where should I get pizza around here? And I want to be like, you have no idea how complicated a question you just asked me. It's like,
I don't think I've ever been asked by anyone like off the street, like, hey, where should I go? It
happens to me randomly all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like all the time. I'll be, like you'll stop and you'll see some people with a map out, and you'll give them that helpful look, and they'll be like, we're just trying to find a place to have brunch. And it's like, oh my God, like, let's talk.
Okay,
like,
first you want to start with prune.
Right.
Okay, but maybe that's not what you're into. Right. What type of cuisine? Speaking of Johnny and Vinny, you're going to be doing an event with them next month called Eating Out Loud. How did kind of like taking the magazine and turning it into like a real live event come about?
Okay, so probably a year or 2 years. I'm old enough that I just don't remember how many years have been since something happened. NYC, NPR, like the local radio station, got in touch about doing a show that they have at Symphony Space called Selected Shorts. And they wanted to take, things from the magazine, have people read them on stage. And it was like definitely an honor and definitely frightening to think that Gabby Hoffman is going to be, like reading something and we're going to be reading. But we went and did it, and it was a thrill. Like it came out really great. I mean, I remember getting ready for it, and B.D. Wong, who's an actor who was on Law and Order back in the day. I mean, that's where I know his work best from. He was the host, and before I went up there, I had practiced reading my piece a couple times, and my wife was like, "You sound like you have marbles in your mouth." And I told B.D. Wong that before going on stage, and he was like, "Your wife is right." But he took me backstage and worked on my presentation with me. But it ended up being a fun night, and it was like a success, and there were 800 people there. And so then when we were thinking about trying to create an event that was like, we throw parties or whatever for a couple hundred people, like kind of industry style, but like a public facing event, it was like, well, let's do that. Let's do a reading from the magazine. And we had gotten to know Kevin West, who's kind of like, I don't know if he's like the artistic director, like creative director of the Grand Central Market in Los Angeles. Because John Jeremiah Sullivan had written a piece about him in the magazine for the Apocalypse issue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, the Grand Central Market's amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing...
Full disclosure, the Ace Hotel is like right down the street from it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Grand Central Market because my wife had a jewelry store, and the jewelry district of Los Angeles is right down there. So like 15 years ago, I remember like killing time waiting for her to go buy like precious gemstones, like eating tacos in Grand Central Market.
Well, and I'm sure you can appreciate it. There's a like massive chop suey restaurant there, which I learned about from your page of the magazine. And it's
an amazing place that's like the crossroads of like new Los Angeles things happening and like old Los Angeles. It's an amazing space, and they have this. I think it's an Art Deco. My architectural eras might be off, but
that's fine.
It's called the $1 Million Theater. There's great space next to it. So we. They were into us doing something there, and we actually were going to do it a year ago, and we didn't have it together, so we postponed it a year. But there's going to be, an hour or so of readings in the theater, and then we'll adjourn to the Grand Central Market, and there'll be some of the vendors who are, just vendors there, and then we're going to have like 4 chef vendor collaborations.
We're going to talk more about this, but we're going to take a quick musical break. We're going to hear a song from Eli Paperboy Reed, who joined us twice in studio, and we'll be back to talk more about Eating Out Loud in LA food scene.
She walked in my life and turned it upside down. I thought, hey, hey, hey. I was serious about her, but she made me a clown. I thought, hey, hey, hey. I was feeling lost, I didn't know how I could be found. I thought, hey, hey, hey. Oh, she set me straight and put my feet on the ground. I thought, hey, hey, hey. I was skipping like a record, a song on repeat, till she flipped the 45 and knocked me off my feet. Oh, like a shock to the system, kick to the rhythm, jumpstart the beat of my heart. Got what I'm missing, or high voltage kissing, turn me on and there's no chatting me up. Oh, they said they couldn't tell if I was dead or alive. I hollered, hey, hey, hey. Ooh, she pulled me out the water and she let me survive. I hollered, hey, hey, hey. I was skipping like a record, a song on repeat, till she put the 45 and knocked me off my feet. Ow! Like a shock to the system, kick to the rhythm, jumpstart the beat of my heart. Got what I'm missing, or high voltage kissing, turn me on and there's no chatting me up. She's chatting me on, oh Lord, chatting me on. Oh, 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 oh. Stay with me all night long. Oh, like a shock to the system, kick to the rhythm, she jumpstart the beat of my heart. Got what I'm missing, a high voltage kissing, turn me on and there's no chatting me up. Shock to the system, kick to the rhythm, jumpstart the beat of my system. Turn me on and there's no shutting me up.
Man, he's so good. When he came on the first time, he used a plate and a fork as like his percussion. Just like, yeah, he's just wonderful.
It doesn't sound like that when I sing.
Yeah. So one of the things I always think that's like a really trick is to take like the pages come to life type of approach for that, where you're not just like, you know, reading from that or, you know, curating from like, you know, which articles will work well. Or like, how did you choose, or have you chosen yet, like the articles and like what went into that process for what will be read live during the event?
You know, I think, I mean, I want to, working with the Symphony Space people, they picked things that I wouldn't have picked, and that was certainly instructive in picking things for this event. But also, I knew the talent, like we have Eric Wareheim is going to read, and I love Eric Wareheim,
Yeah.
and then Jack Pendarvis, who's a great humor writer, I mean, great writer, but writes really funny things, had written this travel log about an oyster, and it ends with like fiery diarrhea, and I'm like, this is something that like Eric Wareheim could have fun with, and I think he knows Jack. Like, I think that like triangulating those sorts of things would be good. But then also like Jonathan Gold has written a few things for the magazine, and I we're buddies, and I love him dearly. And when I was talking to him about it, his wife Lori Ochoa had a quarterly called Slake in Los Angeles for 4 issues, and he was like, I wrote this story for Slake about a painting of fruit at like one of the museums there. It's like a Renaissance still life, and he, you know, and I got it from Lori, and I read it, and I'm like, this story, which is, you know, this analysis of this painting and still lifes of fruit and what it looks like, and ends with like kind of a dirty kicker, is going to be a better piece read live than, you know, one of the great things that he's written for us. And I think that like opening up the what we were doing to reflect the talent and make the best evening of it. You know, also like I've always wanted Lucky Peach to be, you know, curatorial in what we're bringing together for it, and I would excerpt that story from, I would run that story from Slake in Lucky Peach or on luckypeach.com, so no reason to exclude it from the event. And then with like Kim Gordon, I've known Kim for years, and I guess we're friends, but it makes me, I can't say I'm friends with Kim Gordon because it's like, you know, like knowing a deity or something. So I sent her this like really like rambling apologetic email being, oh, we're doing this event. You know, she lives out in LA now, and, you know, would you mind doing it? And, you know, and kind of jokingly, I'm like, if you wanted to, you could, instead of reading something, you could just like bring your guitar and play noise of like over a recipe. And then I saw her when we did
someone reading a recipe?
Like, yeah, like reading a recipe. But I'm like, you know, like I'm thinking of like what she does with Body Head or something, like just use fragments of words from this recipe and like throw on a couple distortion, you know, and like be Kim Gordon noise god. And I saw her when I was out in LA in November, and she's like, yeah, you got to send me some recipes. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Like, and I was like, oh shit, she's actually going to bring her guitar. So I think that like there's also a deep pleasure.
What recipes did you send her?
I think Priya, who works at Lucky Peach, actually handled it, and I think that it's going to end up being a haiku recipe that I wrote in the first issue about like miso ramen. So it's like a poem recipe, and it's just like exciting to me. Also, you know, I mean, you understand, like bringing your interest in food and music together. The idea that there's going to be 1,000
what a great concept,
like food people in a theater expecting food entertainment, and they're going to get like a Kim Gordon noise performance. Like, to me, that feels like a win. Whether or not they enjoy it as much as I do is really on them.
And the event sold out, which is great. Which is another like big win for the LA dining scene, which just continues to like grow unbelievably.
Yeah, I mean, the whole cultural scene in LA, I mean, whatever, it's trite at this point to say how cool it is there, but I think that, you know, like if you look at it, if you were, I mean, I'm from Chicago, I was moving to New York, but I could afford to move to New York in the late 90s. Like, I couldn't afford to move to New York now, but you could move to some part of LA and you could have like a warehouse and do your installation. I mean, I think that there's just a lot of cool people doing cool stuff there in addition to all the Hollywood bullshit that is like the core of LA life, you know?
Yeah, and how did you pick the chefs for this? Which I feel like that would probably be harder than like who's going to read, or like what goes into that thought process.
I mean, there was, you know, there's like a couple of people you ask who say no, but like, you know, Brooks had just opened Superiority Burger, so we wanted...
Shout out to Brooks.
You know, he's
yeah.
I used to, I mean, yeah, I've been a fan for a while, and so getting him to do it was cool. And then Jessica Kozlow at Squirrel is somebody who I've gotten to know pretty quickly over the last 6 months, but she's just great, and she was down to do it. And then, you know, I mean, I guess so. It was kind of just reaching out to people in the community. But now that I look at the list, I'm like, oh man, I wish we had Nancy Silverton. I wish we had, you know, like, I mean, Jeremy Fox is just had a baby, so like, I didn't think it was like the greatest time to be asking Jeremy to do something. But there's so many people in LA, and then like, if I was in LA, I would have like driven out to Chengdu Taste and tried to like convince those guys to come down. So
yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, you guys have already laid the groundwork by just doing such great articles on these people. That like it'd be interesting to see that, but I mean that's just like another idea that you can steal and just create a series.
Would. But
we
yeah,
can talk for 5 minutes afterwards. I'll give you like 20 ideas.
I would love. I mean, I really, really, really love Los Angeles. I was trying to move there last year, and now my daughter's in a great public school that we love, and we're probably going to be here for years. But
do you have any places? I'm asking you, where are you going to go when you go out there to eat?
Where am I going to go when I go out there? I am going to go to Golden Deli for pho one morning for sure. And then I take most of my meals with Mr. Gold when I'm there. Like we just like, you know.
That has to be a guy who gets asked all the time.
All the time. But his answers, like, sometimes people ask me, and like, you know, there's a special category of referral people where it's like, I got to get them the right answers. I go to Gold, and then he's, you do you kind of profile the person a little bit, and then you get the tailored recommendations. But I think we're going to have an issue on pho next year, so I'm going to try to do a lot of, might go down to Orange County a couple days. I'm trying to think of places I would like to go. I mean, everyone loves Jelena. I haven't been there. I would like to go.
Their place Gusta is amazing. I kind of like lost my mind when I went in there because I just wanted to buy everything.
You just wanted it.
They really like. It looks like it's just a beautifully designed space. The food's really good. It's like exciting because you can see the cooking, and they kind of have like all the check marks there.
But like Chengdu Taste, I would go back to. I'll probably go back there. I'm going to be out in LA a bunch in February, so when I'm out there with my family, I'll probably take my wife there, but not my children because they would be scarred by the Sichuan eating experience. And I mean, like San Gabriel Valley stuff, East LA stuff is really what I get. What I spend more of my time eating in LA, and also just like I never think about making reservations, so I like to go to places that you can just walk into because I'm kind of disorganized.
I think the one thing that's interesting about LA is that everyone, unlike New York, everyone seems to eat at the same time. It's kind of like France, where like you could not get an 8 p.m. reservation at Bestia for 3 months,
right.
But you go at 10 o'clock. And they're like so happy to see you. Right,
that's the thing in LA. It's like if you wait till 9:45, you can eat at literally any seat in any restaurant.
It's like it took me a while to kind of figure that out, but it's kind of crazy because New York, you're just like, well, just don't go at like 8ish. But you could probably if you go at 7 anywhere in New York and sit down.
Yeah, my wife went uptown to see a play last night, and I'm like, oh, go to Yakitori Toto, and they got there at 6 instead of 5:30 when it opens, and there was an hour and a half wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is there an hour and a half wait for chicken skewers? But it's it's Manhattan. It's like you can't.
Everyone there's enough people here that if like just a small percentage of people have the same idea.
Yeah,
it's that. So I want to thank you for coming on. It's sold out, but Priya said we could give away a couple tickets.
We should give away some tickets.
Okay, so if you want to, I don't know, what should we do?
Well, is there like someone does?
I always like a little bit of a barrier to entry.
What is a barrier to entry?
Maybe if someone can just tweet at us or you like their best LA recommendation, and if it's interesting, you never heard of it, that could win.
That could win. Okay, yeah. Good. I was going to go with some sort of LA hair metal quiz from the late 80s, but I think that the best place that neither of us knows about in Los Angeles wins.
Yeah,
and you pick it because I think you know the city better than I do.
I'm like 2 eater lists and like 5 days ahead of you. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and I will say it again. Thanks for making Lucky Peach.
Oh, thank you so much.
It really is one of my favorite magazines, and I do actually read it cover to cover.
That's insane. Thank you. Thank you for reading it, and thank you for saying that. It makes it worth making.
And also the Frankie Spuntino manual, just because it's the best.
It's good on the weeknights.
It's really good. Well, we have another track from Snacky Tunes live, and then we will have Loose Buttons in studio talking about upcoming releases, their show last night, and some other New York band stuff. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Sweep away the clouds and the gloom.
Welcome back to Snacky Tunes. We're here with Loose Buttons live in studio. Hello, boys.
How's it going?
What's going on?
You want to go around the room and introduce yourselves?
Yes. I'm Eric. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am Emmanuel Silverstein.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Adam.
Yeah, we can
in
hear
the
you from back.
distance.
Yeah, in the back. I always feel like the drummers get like the short end of the stick. They're just like, yeah, just shove them in the back corner. Don't say anything. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
On our first show back in 2016 on this like oddly rainy but unseasonably warm day. You guys had just played Knitting Factory this week, right?
Yeah, we played it yesterday.
How was the show?
It was amazing.
Define amazing.
The fans were out of control. It was a beautifully packed room. For us, we really feed off the crowd's energy.
Yeah.
Fans were great.
Well, how far into the show did you guys like pick up on the energy? Like, okay, this is like not your average show.
What song do you think?
I would say before the show.
Yeah, maybe.
Like we could tell there was a couple other bands playing with us, and like everyone was there was a little baby who was just kind of like on someone's shoulders, like jumping up in the crowd, and from then on we just knew it was.
She was adorable, by the way.
Yeah.
She was 4 years old, and like...
Were they responsible parents and like had the oversized?
No, that's the crazy thing. She was 4 years old, not even earplugs.
I can't.
Not
I
even
can't
earplugs, bottle of Jack.
I like can't abide by it. Like
Yeah.
like that to me just seems like like bring your kid out, but
I think it's adorable when a baby also wears the headphones too.
I think it's like a strong look. Like I
Yeah.
think like we as
strong.
adults would not be able to pull it off. Like you could not go and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, take off your headphones, please. You look
Exactly.
But kid up to a certain age, I have seen fathers who are still in bands, Let's Heavy Fav, like strap their kids to their chest when they were babies and like they had the
Yeah.
headphones on.
I mean, I wish her parents put those headphones on.
Yeah, or maybe they forgot them, or I don't know. I mean, the hearing's going to go one way or the other. You just want to like hold it off as long as possible.
Exactly.
So how did you guys all meet? And you grew up together, right?
Yeah, so I have known Zach now for like 11 years, 12 years. We've been playing music for pretty much that long.
Yeah, these guys are 50 for people who...
Yeah, so we met in 6th grade. And like literally like I think the second day of school... Zach and I just started playing music together, and we've been doing it ever since. And then, we played music in high school, and then when we went off to separate colleges, we still wanted to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the University of Miami, and my freshman year roommate is this guy right here, Manny. And we brought him on board, and then we stole the best drummer on campus to round us out, and now we've got Swagman Jones, a.k.a. Adam.
Sitting in the back corner. How has it's interesting. It's like it's like young love in a sense. Like you grow together. So did you guys push each other like to develop differently, or how did you guys develop your writing talent, like your skills? Like were you like, hey man, you got to practice a little bit more. Like I'm getting a little bit better than you. Like how did that kind of evolve over the years?
Definitely. I mean, Zach probably pushes me subtly and subconsciously probably the most of any member in this band, and definitely like it's this kind of this back and forth where we kind of I watch him grow because he went to different colleges as me, so whenever we'd meet back during our breaks, I'd see how much he's grown as a musician, and that's my motivation to then catch up to him. And I can't speak for him, but that's kind of my motivation there a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I went to a very different school. I went to Wesleyan. I don't know if anyone,
Yeah,
you know Wesleyan.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's a kind of a crazy place. So huge music scene, a lot of weird music. So,
Yeah.
but we kind of took that, as an advantage, I'd say, and like
Exactly.
kind of expanded our horizons while we were at school. So
Exactly.
Cool. Let's hear a song. Why don't you
Perfect.
play us a tune?
We love tunes.
Okay, great. What are you going to play first?
What about Thrill?
let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. I came up with that one.
Loose Buttons live on Snacky Tunes.
closer to sting. And I get lost in the thrill sometimes. Oh, I get lost in the thrill sometimes. Knowing real well I'm just a jolly rancher in her drink. Mortal slander you assumes now what I think. I get lost in the thrill sometimes. Oh, I get lost in my thoughts sometimes. Yes. No, I won't stop letting her go. No, I won't stop letting her go. Running with the feeling till the feeling's gone. That's what I thought. Twisted little chatter on the bathroom floor. I can't stop, I get lost in the thrill sometimes. Oh, I get lost in my thoughts sometimes. No, I won't stop letting her go. 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 Exciting than the edge of the night table for one. For a second that temptation felt more than just fun. I get lost in the thrill sometimes. Oh, I get lost in the thrill sometimes. Woo!
Since you guys have been playing together since 6th grade, are there any songs that have stayed? Or like, what's the oldest song you guys play? Or if you had to retire some of the older tunes, or all of them?
We retire a lot of songs, much to the chagrin of a lot of our older fans.
A lot of them are done.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we're in a prolific writing period now.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So our newer shows, we're playing more of our new songs.
Oh, okay, the music.
The oldies.
Is there like anyone in particular that's still like a point of like, please, like, I want to keep playing it, but everyone else is kind of like, past its prime?
Well, we have like the opposite scenario. We have a song that the people want us to play a lot that we don't really want to play a lot as much.
No, we have another one though that I want to play.
Retrobox.
But no one else wants to play.
We have a Zach versus the rest of us, one of those.
You guys can check out Retrobox. It's on YouTube. It's really good. It's really good.
Might not be on YouTube anymore.
An unfinished song that shot down.
So what is and having like such like a long history, like what is the writing process, or how do you guys put it together?
We pretty much, we'll have the initial idea either come from, Zach or myself, and we'll bring that in. And then it's not really a loose button song until the rest of the members put their little mark on it. it's not a loose button song until Manny comes up with a beautiful bass line, or Swag Man with a beat that keeps it going. So that's pretty much how the songwriting works, and then we build these pieces on top of each other, and they go through many different versions until it's the perfect one.
But yeah, it usually starts with kind of either, I would say, like a lot of riffs these days, like riffs over even melodies. So we'll write like most of the music before we even throw a melody on top, or vice versa. The melody and then everything else will grow from
Exactly.
And you guys have a new song coming out this week too, right?
Yeah, we have Crowded Room.
It's coming out on Yahoo Music, right?
Yahoo Music.
And what's the story behind that song?
That song is kind of lyrically, it's about this daydream in a sense where you see a beautiful lady in the crowd, and you kind of just automatically have these visions of your future with her. And then, but these futures do not come true. At the end of the day, she's just another girl with another guy.
Got it. Can we hear it?
We'd love to play it for you.
Thank you.
We'd
That'd be
love
great.
to.
Let's do it.
Tangerine that's pouring over her hand, and now I'm just dreaming, driving on the weekend. Wasted all my money on the weekend, and all we do is find that we just sleeping. Her shoes, her bed, her makeup, her drips down my chest. Crowded room, but you will make out in a crowded room. Crowded room. She's intestine in my conscience, sunglasses that cover up her eyelids, and now I'm just dreaming, driving on the weekend. Wasted all my money on the weekend. Thoughts, a conversation, could this make sense? Her shoes, her bed, her makeup drips down my chest. You make out in a crowded room, but you make out in a crowded room. But you make out in a crowded room.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
So on top of that coming up, you guys have a EP coming out in the spring.
That's the plan.
How much of a plan is that?
We try to stick by it, but we're usually a few months off of what our actual target date is. But we're in the studio right now. We just built our own studio in Long Island City.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so we're in there working.
What went into that process?
We pretty much took a storage room and
is it in a storage building?
It's literally in a storage facility.
Is that fine? It sounds not fine.
It's technically legal.
Okay.
It's a space where a lot of bands are.
Okay.
They understand.
It's actually a thing. A lot of bands do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of one of the few places where you can be loud.
Exactly.
Right. And I guess it's just space.
Exactly.
And power. Right.
Exactly. So we went in there and we're now in the process of making the aesthetics look nice. And
you got to dress up like a storage space.
Exactly. We just put Christmas lights.
lights.
Christmas lights all over the place.
Classic Christmas light. And what was the decision to build your own versus going into, working with the producer, going into another studio?
Well, and we're still in that process right now. But we thought it was smart for us to do the writing ourselves, really lock ourselves in a room, and the four of us hash it out.
Yeah.
And then bring in a fifth voice to then round it out a little bit more. And we're in the process now of talking to a bunch of different producers. We'll see. We've been talking to Rick Rubin, and
is it one room, or were you able to subdivide the space?
No, it's one room.
Oh, interesting.
It's really more of a rehearsal/writing space than a recording space.
Okay, so you're not going to record the record in there, or
probably not.
Don't think so.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. I mean, it's amazing, just how you can get so much further along these days. Do any of you have production background or the tech?
Actually, Manny is the one that mixes all of our music.
Thus far,
yeah. So all the recordings we've had, it's been Manny.
Do you mix with an iron ear, or are you open to suggestions?
I'm definitely open to suggestions. I think currently one of our issues is when you totally self-produce something and you have unlimited power and unlimited time to edit it and work on it, sometimes that's too much power, and you can get sort of caught in a loop of, well, let's go back and make it better. This is our art. It must be as art and good as possible.
Sometimes that constraint of we only have a week to make this record, or we have no money, or things like that. At some point, it's never going to be 100%.
You capture a time.
Yeah,
and that's something that we haven't been doing.
And that's something we're looking to do with this new EP. We want to most likely have someone that isn't me produce it and do it in a much more focused short period of time, and have it not be something that we can spend months and months going back to and then be actually I really hate the bridge, let's just throw it out and write a new bridge, which is something that we've done before.
Maybe you guys can buy a giant stop clock, or just a countdown clock, and install it in the space and be we have to just stick
actually
to this.
A genius idea.
Genius.
Yeah.
Do you want to be our producer? Because
I'll just throw out the ideas in there. But it is interesting to think about creative projects where at some point it's this long tail of never oh, I guess I could play a quarter note instead of a full note, and maybe just can we just open this back up, or everything. And sometimes it's just good to have someone be you're done.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think also just as a band we've evolved a little bit. Our first EP 2 years ago, I think we were trying to be really kind of artsy fartsy with the whole thing.
I mean, Wesleyan.
And right now, even songwriting wise as a band, we feel we're trying to be a little bit more raw live indie rock fun, where it almost you don't need the record to have beautiful string arrangements or anything like that. It should just be energetic and fun. And if you listen back and you're oh, that guitar's a little too loud, it's who cares? It's fine. It's not a big deal.
It's rock and roll, baby.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure. Oh, you gonna say something?
I was going to say that rock and roll is actually our favorite sport.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
And I needed to get that in because it's so
your
true.
Favorite sport?
It's our favorite sport. Yeah.
We play it really hard, and we've gotten good at it.
We do drills.
Yeah, we do rock and roll drills.
What are your rock and roll drills?
Pretty much play to a click at rehearsal. But yeah, we're getting good at it.
It's amazing. Well, I want to make sure we have time to get in one more song. Where can people find the first EP shows, get all the information?
Definitely like us on Facebook. Search the band Loose Buttons. SoundCloud, definitely. And if you pretty much go to those two areas, you will have all the information that you need.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank Peter for joining us. Please write in LA suggestions to win 2 free tickets to the sold-out festival. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my girlfriend. Why not?
That's what it's all about.
Happy 2016, guys.
You too.
It's going to be a good year.
Happy New Year.
What are you going to take us out with?
An oldie but a goodie. Two Wolves.
This one's still being played.
This one's still being played.
Yeah, okay, very much. Thanks for coming by.
Few.
Thank you so much. Take a drive, gonna spend some time, a little bit of money, capture the ride. You'll hold the lens and let's pretend Monday's never coming. I'm in some dream, living in your company. I'm in some dream, living in your company. That are haunting for love, then you go. Two wolves that are haunting for love. Two wolves that are haunting for love, then you go. Two wolves that are 249. Still off the grid, look what we did, spend a lot of money. Spend the night back at your room, wine and a spoon and a little honey. I'm in some dream, living in your company. I'm in some dream, living in your company. That are haunting for love and you go. Two wolves that are haunting for love and you go. Two wolves that are haunting for love and we go. Two wolves that some dream, living in your company. I'm in some dream, living in your company. So you go. Two wounds that are haunting for loving you go. Two wolves that are haunting for loving we go. Two wolves that are haunting for loving you go. Two wolves that I'm in some dream, living in your. Two wolves that are haunting for loving you go.
Thanks for listening to this program on heritageradionetwork.org. You can find all of our archive programs on our website or as podcasts in the iTunes store by searching Heritage Radio Network. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at heritage_radio. You can email us questions anytime at info@heritageradionetwork.org. Heritage Radio Network is a 501c3 non-profit. To donate and become a member, visit our website today. Thanks for listening.